So if you can, don't skip the intro and listen to it. So admittedly, I'm pretty nervous to make this video. You guys probably know, if you're a frequent watcher, that it's been almost 6 months since I released a Road to Partyhat episode, and that's because of a few reasons. Now, the main one was I was entering my final semester in college, and I had senior projects, and I really didn't have that much time to play. And I am nervous to upload this because this series is what started it all for me. And I really love making this, so I hope the interest from you guys is still there to see me progress and make money. Without this series, there probably wouldn't be a Nuzz channel, or at least how it exists now, so I hope you guys still want to see this progress for the ultimate goal of a party hat. And yes, I know, party hats are insanely expensive, sickly expensive, but I'm still gonna keep this series with the same goal. The series wasn't created about just the ending, it was about the journey and everything I do to get there. In my opinion, getting a party hat is gonna be similar to doing like Golden Reaper. I think Golden Reaper makes you about enough for a party hat, and people do those series all the time, so while I hope they eventually fall back down in price, we're going to continue as normal, and I really hope you guys continue joining me on this journey. Since school is over now, I have a lot of free time, so I'm going to try to get these out way more often. I do, however, want to shift the focus a little bit from just stacking money to save for a party hat to more of trying to really get good gear and build up my account, with the ultimate goal, of course, being that party hat one day down the road. A bit of a long intro, but I just wanted to address this since it's been so long, and thank you to everyone that supported this series since the very beginning. And again, I'm really sorry about not uploading this in so long, but I promise you one day we're gonna finish this, and I'm reinvigorated and super excited for what's to come, so I hope to see you join me on this journey. Alright, with that said, let's get into the episode. So I thought, since it's been so long, I felt like I needed a little bit of a reset, not a total reset, but a little bit of it. So I decided I was gonna, try to clean out my bank, sell some stuff, and kind of reset and look at where we are on the account. So something that I just found out that I wanted to mention real quick is I actually was under the impression a Partyhat was like 100 bill for the cheapest one, because that's how much it actually was a few months back, but it seems like they have gone down in price, which is very encouraging to me, at least. It looks like a yellow is like 68 bill, which, while still extremely expensive, has dropped quite significantly in the past 3 or 4 months, so I'm actually really encouraged by that. And of course, hopefully they keep dropping, but I always thought when I started this series I'm gonna have to spend 40-50 bill to get a party hat. I had just hoped they didn't go to like 200-300 bill, and I was worried there for a little, but it seems like they've fallen back down, so that has me a bit more encouraged. Alright, so I sold a bunch of things now, and I decided to buy Blightbound crossbows, so I basically have my full range set up back. The reason I decided to do this was about 4 or 5 months ago, Blightbounds were like 2 or 3 bill for the set, something insane, but now they're like 1.2 bill, so I thought it was a very good purchase. And I also decided to buy a Scripture of Fool because I've been using the Scripture of When mostly everywhere, but I have a Grimoire, but the Grimoire pages are so expensive, and I talked to a few friends that know a little more about PVM than me, and they said that this was really good, if not better than the Grimoire at most places. So it's really cheap to use, so even if it's not the absolute best, it's still better than the Scripture of When by far, and after the startup cost, it's very cheap to use. I was doing Treasure Hunter because I have oddments, a ton of oddments from Christmas where you could get like unlimited oddments, and you can now buy 60 keys per day, so I've been using them, and I ended up getting 4 huge cash bags, which was like a free 53 mil, so I thought I'd include it in here. But also we went to the Oyster, which is the patented thing that we do every episode, so we actually got a fortunate component on our first Oyster. I'm telling you guys, one day we're gonna get a die. I hope it's in this series, but I've seen so many crazy things, so make sure you do your Oyster every month. We reset it with our monthly D&D token, and as you can see, we got another fortunate component, so like 3.5 mil there for doing absolutely nothing, and we get some XP as well, so always gonna be doing the Oyster these episodes. So as a lot of you know, I've been killing Glacor pretty often since its release like 10 months ago. It's quickly become one of my favorite bosses in Runescape, and I really enjoy streaking. When I first killed the Glacor, I got a core really early on in my first like 150 kills. Since then, basically the past 8 months of killing the Glacor, that last core for my collection log has eluded me the entire time. I even ended up getting the Silver Iceborne title by killing the Glacor at 2000% in rage, and now I have the entire collection log completed, but that last core. So I decided when making this series I would hop back into the grind and see if I can finish off this log once and for all. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy killing the Glacor, but after being so long dry for a core, it's kind of getting to me a bit. There were some changes while I hadn't been killing the Glacor. I believe Jagex made it so when streaking to higher in rages, it's more beneficial to getting unique drops, so I wanted to try to streak as far as I could during this video. I haven't actually done the Glacor in quite a while, so I felt like I was going to die pretty fast when I started doing it again. However, it ended up being pretty smooth to start off. Usually for me, when I'm streaking like 0 to 500% in rage, it's pretty easy, as if I'm not paying too much attention or if I mess up, let's say a prayer flick or get hit by the pillars, basically anything that hits me isn't going to hit me hard enough to kill me unless I really screw up. And I can usually just soul split and not use much if any food at all, so this felt like riding a bike to me. I felt back in the groove pretty quickly. I ended up actually getting a Nuzz drop really early in the streak, which is a 1 in 100 drop rate, which is really not what I want right now. I have over like 70 spare Nuzz in the bank, so when I see them I just think, ugh, it could have been a core, but nonetheless we did get some of those. When we continued the streak, once we get to like 750% in rage, this is where things start getting a little more risky, as you're getting hit higher during this, and through your prayer it can hurt much more than normal. Now again, at this in rage, we actually ended up getting more Nuzz, so another 1 in 100 drop. So now we're up to 21 Nuzz in the chest, and I just felt like now we aren't going to get a drop again on this streak, since we already got 2 Nuzz drops but no uniques at all. Now we are into the part of the streak where mistakes hurt so much more. From around 750 to 1200% is where I feel comfortable getting kills, but a mistake at this point can very easily lead to my streak ending, so I definitely have to be much more careful here. Now when we hit 1200% in rage, that's where the hits through prayers start being like 3k or more, which when you're constantly getting hit by auto attacks, it really hurts. You sometimes have to use debilitate and things to deal with that, not to mention missing a prayer flick or touching the pillars of ice is almost certain death. But as I continued the streak, I was actually really surprised with how well I was doing, and the loot was really adding up. I mean, some of the kills I managed to get like 30 mil for a singular kill. Once I passed that 1000% in rage point, getting something like Orichalcum salvage or even like Onyx dust will give you a ton of money. You can get like 30 mil in a kill, sometimes even more. So at this point the kills started taking much longer, as the Glacor has way more health, more like 5 or 6 minutes, and the kills felt really intense. So basically we ended up getting to around 1400 in rage and 125 kill streak. Now I have not died yet as of recording this, but I wanted to stop here because it's a nice clean number and the kills were starting to get super intense for me, and I wanted to get this video out so you guys could, you know, have something to watch. So I decided to stop here, but our chest is looking really good, almost 400 mil for this streak, so it's nice to see that some of the common drops are still worth a decent amount. I know things like spirit weeds aren't, but a lot of these drops really add up. So we do have Nuzz, and I am perfectly fine risking some of those continuing this streak. It'd be amazing to get a 200 kill streak. I guess we'll find out in the next episode if I can get there. Never done that. My highest streak is like 130, so we're getting pretty close there, but all in all, a pretty good streak, but sadly no uniques. So since Zamrock is coming out, I did make a video about Zamrock and how to prepare for Zamrock. Something I want to do myself is go to all the Elder God Wars bosses and try to start completing their logs. Of course, I'm going to start with the Archglacer, but during the next few episodes, I'm going to start doing some Zuck again. I really need to do hard mode Zuck to get the cape, so I'm definitely going to be doing some of that, and then also some Croesus. I haven't done much Croesus at all in RuneScape, but I did enjoy it the times I did. And then of course we have Karapek, which I have no drops on my log except the wrist wraps, so I may be trying to learn how to solo that or doing some more duos. So the next few episodes are going to be a lot of Elder God Wars, and then of course Zammy when that comes out. So while there wasn't a ton of PVM in this episode, I just wanted to kind of get you guys, you know, talk about the future of this series, what I wanted to do, show you what I've been up to the past, you know, week or so, and then show you a bit of my bank, and then get ready for the next episode where there should be a ton of drops, fingers crossed. So when it comes to my bank, not a ton has changed. We do have a pretty amazing range setup now. I've got a lot of stuff in my bank that I have to reorganize it. This happens, you know, every few months I just end up losing, you know, a bunch of stuff. I don't know where it is. My bank gets, you know, unorganized. So I know a lot of people can relate. But yeah, so if we look at our bank value here, our bank value is around 8.4 bills, what it says. Of course, we still have that huge glacor chest, and some of the prices aren't accurate as we've talked about before. So I'd say the bank value is similar to maybe 9.5 bill. So with Partyhats being around 60 bill, we still have quite a ways to go. But the good thing is, as you see in my cash pouch, I do have 1.6 bill, and I'm not really needing to buy a ton of stuff. When we started this series, we've probably spent like 5 to 10 bill on different things like Greater Ricochet, like tier 99 prayers, like perks. We had to buy a lot of stuff that's basically, you know, gone. That means our money is just poof gone because we bought, you know, all these consumables and stuff, limitless sigil we bought. So we spent quite a bit of money, but now we're kind of in the phase where we can start stacking up that cash. So I'm excited about that. And again, the logs that we're working on, Archglacer, still going for that core. And then everything else, we've got things like I'm going to start doing some, hopefully some next AOD. Haven't really done much of that. And of course, we're going to do some of the, you know, God Wars 3 logs. So Croesus, I only have 49 kills, nothing on the log. So there will be some on that next episode. And then my buddy Karapek. Don't have very good luck in God Wars 3, Elder God Wars. 5 wrist wraps and nothing else. 500 kills in hard mode. So hopefully we'll be doing some of that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Wasn't the longest one, but I did want to get this out there so you guys know the series is continuing. You can expect these uploads. I'm going to aim for twice a month. Hopefully it will be more, but twice a month is my goal for now, so I have enough content in these so you guys, you know, are entertained by it. So if you enjoy this series coming back and are excited for it, a like would be amazing. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you can get every episode of this series. There's a playlist on my channel as well if you want to look at the previous episodes. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.